everything goes dark, and you die.
Thank you, narrator. Hey there, everyone. This is Elko playing Slay the Princess, and last time we did it, we found Aggression Princess, finally, the Adversary, which apparently is another name for Mr. Satan out there in the world, so I guess that explains her devilish design. And even further than that, I so happened to stumble upon a chapter 3, so... The Eye of the Needle. Not a name I was expecting.
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there.
Would we? Maybe. We're in the crevice.
Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it. So what? You'd have us cower in a corner?
Not necessarily.
No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive. Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone. Yourself included.
Immediately jumping into this, like, narrator already sort of dealing with this. Although this is not there's already a starscape there, so this is not a very thin
Are you not
crevice.
Challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through.
I would like to see this through, see what happens.
That at least one of you is still capable of reason.
Hey, Stubborn wants to also...
We have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you.
Oh, that is wild. What a wild thing to say to the narrator of the universe.
It's evidence of one of many ticking clocks. You can't let her spread any further.
Fair enough.
Things are always changing. She changed, the cabin changed, we've changed. The woods changed too.
Wow, your voice is getting overpowered by the music. I'm sorry.
Because they're not supposed to have changed. This is supposed to be a path in the woods. If it's not, it means something's gone horribly wrong.
If it's not, so you don't know. Like, you're roughly aware of what is happening, but you... Like, I don't think you're actually able to parse the difference. This is supposed to be a path in the wood if it's not. It is not, but he says if it's not, he thinks it's the first scene. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. No, I agree with this.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament.
Well, though, he is able to tell the difference in the cabin. Like, he can tell the difference what's going on in the cabin, but in the woods there...
No last advice for us? No words of warning? From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind.
Thank you.
I don't know. Screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis.
We'll have just like a scream option.
Finished. But now we need to hold it out in front of us. Something to chase.
I barely heard any of that.
The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight. More of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall. A pristine blade perched on its edge.
Yeah, so he can tell, he can accurately describe the cabin's interior and all that. But outside, no doing. Are you actually the mirror? Or like on the other side of the mirror, and you can just see like
The
within a
blade is your
distance.
implement.
I don't know.
You'll need it if you're going to do this right. See? We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. And the only space is out there. Take it.
I mean, it'd be silly not to take the blade. So let's take the blade.
Take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. There's no overcoming her without it. We need every part of us to survive, and that steel claw is as much a part of us as any.
So another one that refers to it as a claw. It's fun.
A mirror? But there is no mirror.
Like,
There's
does the
island
narrator
through the door
not
to
see
the
the mirror
basement.
because
There's
it
nothing
is
else
the
in there.
mirror and cannot see itself because it is not supposed to be a part of the world?
There isn't a door. There is. Circles, circles, all of it circles. There's something for us at the end of the room. The what and the why don't matter until we know them. I agree with the freak. Let's get a move on already. And worst comes to worst, we can smash it.
Yeah. Yeah, here we go.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it, as if you don't see it. You're rather committed to the bit, aren't you? The door's right there. It's right in front of you. It's a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it clean?
Why don't we?
You bring your fist crashing down against the door leading to the basement. It swings open, scraping against the floor as it reveals the dim path ahead.
Punch the dust away.
Before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough
Wow,
footholds
yeah.
that you'll be able to clamber your way to the bottom, but it will require careful effort. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Sliving at the bottom
Her
of a
voice,
pit now, huh?
bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Look at that, she believes in us.
Goad her. Rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
Hmm.
That's not how this works. I'm all chained up, remember? How about you come down here and fight me?
Those chains were nothing to her
Yeah.
last time. And they'll be nothing to her this time. But we need to show ourselves first
Okay.
to make her boil over.
Understood.
Fine by me.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement.
You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering yourself foot by grueling foot. But soon, there is solid ground beneath you.
Okay.
Remember every crack and crevice. You'll need to be faster than her. You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel. The princess, imposing and tightly muscled, grins back at you from the darkness.
I would think she'd have a shape that's a bit more attuned to being in like a thin tunnel, but this looks just as awkward for her as for us.
Her face widens into a broad grin.
There you are, knife in hand. How thrilling. Attack me, bleed me, twist the blade in my flesh. Break your bones against my body. I want a real challenge this time.
Wow! Okay.
We can't get that close. She'll kill us in the tight space, steel claw or not. Make her come to us, stand beyond her chains, and let her become frenzied. She'll break them. Then we run.
I don't know, man. She barely has room to move.
I really don't like the sound of this. It's the only way we live.
Any insight, Stubborn?
Well,
No.
what are you waiting for? If we're going to do this right, you can't be scared. You need to want this as much as I do.
And I kind of do, honestly.
So go on. Make the first move. Don't keep me waiting.
Oh, man. Okay, let's go through the options. I mean, this is true.
The princess scoffs.
I mean, this is correct.
Oh, you're up to something tricky, aren't you? You're teasing me with what I want. But I'm sick of waiting. I'm not going to let you give me another bad fight. I'm going to get what I want.
Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap.
Yeah, honestly, that chain was decorative at most.
Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance.
This looks so happy.
As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rapid pursuit.
Oh yeah.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Great.
Good.
Yeah.
You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same? Little bird, where do you think you're going?
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there.
Huh, that's a... Yeah,
And
okay.
we'll take the fight with us.
Yes.
Your skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass.
Hey!
The cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway.
Wow, she's tall.
You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
Oh, we're getting this right.
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me! Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head!
Oh. Fun sentence there. I wonder if this is consistent with every princess's. That after the first encounter of every loop, that this happens. That we sort of end up picking up, like, all their RAM. And that's why they become so twisted and shaped by what we projected upon her.
Do it. Be swift, strike true, be where she's not.
Yeah.
Let your body move you.
Basically doing what we were trying to do. Let's do it.
You leap from the grass and bound towards the princess, keeping low.
Charging me head on? Brave and foolish.
Her body braces for impact, anticipating the clash. That's where you're both wrong. Left, now.
Yeah!
The princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly.
Oh, she's getting a fight.
Strike. Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. She turns to swing again.
Like, for a slice, that is a huge chunk of meat being removed. Like, I have to remember, that sword is magic.
Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh. It's nothing. A scratch.
That's right. That's right. Pal together, guys.
It could be worse. And you managed to gift her another cut in return. I'll be damned.
Alright, the universe is believing.
We're actually gonna pull this off, aren't we?
Okay, let's not feel ourselves too much, though.
Just might. But
Yeah.
don't let it get to your head.
Yeah.
Not until it's over.
Yes, finally!
See?
This is the hole I felt in my heart.
There we
This
go.
Is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
See? I was right. You need to admit it. Then we can continue. Okay.
Two of you
Let's assume it
engage in a
happens.
devastating flurry of blows, each of you wounding the other again and again. She be stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady.
Yeah, and more also her art starts getting sketchier, and mine too. But that's a great way to convey chaos and like very fast movement.
More! Keep going, we
Yeah!
can't stop now!
Yeah!
You spy an opening,
Yo!
but this time she's waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms. You're slammed
Dang it.
to the ground.
We stalemated again.
Nothing. These blows are nothing to us.
Oh. Let
But
it
her
go.
gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
Hey, you doing alright?
You've outplayed me, haven't you?
Hey, that... You... were a great inspiration. And you absolutely... danced your part of the dance quite well.
Something feels wrong. Something.
But yeah, I won.
And? Then what happens?
Oh, you know what happens. Wow! So... narrative branch, we just actually win. There's nothing else to it. Like, we actually won. No strings attached. We slain the princess. She got what she want. Narrator got what he want. Everyone's just kind of...
Where did she go?
Everyone just
Should
did
we
everything
try and
right.
find her? Oh, there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Thus ends loop 4. Yeah. Alright. Not gonna lie to them, and I'm not gonna say anything.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
There's one more to do, friend.
The thing reeks of
Ooh,
death.
hiccup. Sorry about that.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Oh, you're still not satiated, huh? Yeah, this is the skeleton version. Well, not very skeleton, but skeletal. But there is flesh covering these bones. Yeah. Man, she is gigantic.
There's a world beyond the endless walls.
Barely
of the
fits in a
long
frame.
quiet. I am curious to see what it means for us to know it. This one remembers a spark lost in time, and she would stop at nothing to reclaim it. She will make for a burning heart.
She did reclaim it.
Do not mourn her. She has finally remembered what she thought she'd
Hey.
lost.
Hey, look at that.
No, their minds are empty, existent, but constantly shifting into something new. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
That has often been my assumption. But he's not in the spaces beyond. Because he does claim his world is, you know, on the edge of being destroyed.
If he is anything other than us, he isn't worth the effort to destroy.
Oh, okay. You talked me out of it. Alright, I know it's one more, and I'm pretty sure I asked all of these. Alright. One last spin.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
See you soon.
I will be here, waiting for you.